You are tuned in to Kids
In the Pit.
Hey guys, it's Gabe from Get in the Pit podcast. Today I'm being joined by J. Curtis Strickland from the TNF podcast and Hellstart Merch Company. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks so much for having me, Gabe.
So my band World of Chaos were on your podcast last weekend, and now you're doing my podcast. Good to see you again.
Absolutely. It is good to be here, sir.
So you're also an actor and director and some other cool stuff. But first, let's talk about your podcast because that's something I can relate to. What are your top 5 guests that you're super proud to say you've had on your podcast?
Well, if I gave my top 5 guests, I think the other guests that I had on there would feel left out. But one of the things that I talked about on another podcast was that qualities in a guest that I really appreciate are for them to be able to keep talking and for me to be able to keep listening. And I think that one of the subsections of the country that does this really well are the guys from New York, where they'll just keep rattling on and telling stories. And they're always funny, they're always humorous. So that really helps keep the pace of the show going along. And it makes my job infinitely easier. And I've had a lot of guests that I really appreciate on the show. I've had some of my absolute favorite bands, members of those bands being on the show. And so that's all I can really ask for. And I get to learn a little bit about each guest every time that they're on there, things that I didn't know, things that they may have said or didn't say in other interviews. And I really appreciated all you guys coming on. I think it was a really awesome show and would hope to have you guys back in the future again someday.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, thank you for putting us on. That was really fun. So I saw you're gonna have Pete Kohler on. I had him on a few years ago. That was really fun, and I'm
Yeah.
really good friends with his daughter Lucy. So that was fun because they did it both of them at once during the podcast. So that was
Yeah,
fun.
I saw that. It was cool.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So when did your podcast start, and how many episodes have you done?
We started in 2020 and it was a little bit of a different format. It was just kind of me posting videos to Instagram and reflecting on some of the current world issues that were going on. It started as somewhat of a politically and socially conscious podcast. And I kind of shifted gears from that because, as you know, the hardcore scene has kind of a like cornucopia of beliefs. So certain people are off put by another subset of beliefs. And rather than get into arguments and get into confrontations, I just wanted to come together and talk about music. And I maintain my beliefs. I stand where I stand, but at the same time, I don't want that to prevent me from having a good conversation with people. As far as number of episodes, we've done it for, like I said, 2020, and I really started to do the interviews in about 2022. And since then, I've had over 100. I want to say about 110, 115 now. And I've got no plans of stopping. We're going to do it until the wheels fall off. We've had about, we're booked for about 3 months now. And that's something I like to do is book the guests out well in advance. It provides me with a lot less stress and makes my job infinitely easier because I don't have to worry about who I'm going to get on next week. And it's just nice for people to be able to know the schedule ahead of hand. So hopefully we'll go to 200. Hopefully we'll go to 300,000. Who knows?
Yep. Um. So wait. So you're on episode 156.
You are.
I am.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. So wait, what episode are you on?
I want to say 115, but I don't count them. I don't number them. I just have never thought to. Maybe I should. I want to say like 115 or something like that.
Okay, I'm at 156. So
You do one a week. It's a lot.
yeah, I do one. Wait, how often do you do them?
Once a week,
Oh.
sometimes twice. I used to do a show on Wednesdays. I would have the musicians would come on Sunday, and then on Wednesdays we would have a comedian or an actor. And at this point, I find it easier just to do it on Sundays. One of these days when I get more time and a bigger budget, ideally, ideally I would like to do it every night of the week. That would be awesome, but until I get some sort of sponsorship or something like that, just got to kind of relegate it to once or sometimes twice a week.
Yeah, I mean, what was I gonna say? It was something about podcast. Oh yeah. So if you started in 2020, if you started in 2020, wouldn't you like have to be ahead of me? Because I started in like 2022 and I haven't gone.
No, like I said, I didn't start doing the interviews until 2022, and it was never really consistent until probably 2023, like early 2023. Like I said, I did like little, almost like man on the street videos, and I did movie reviews and things like that. And so the consistency wasn't really there until probably about 2023. And I've missed some episodes here and there, and I take the holidays off. I didn't really plan on doing anything this holiday, but that was the only day I could squeeze in my guest. But I don't do Christmas, Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, Father's Day, anything like that.
Yeah. Who are three guests you'd absolutely love to have on your podcast?
And dying to get any of the Hate Breed guys on. Hate Breed has
No.
been one of the
Well, I already
biggest
have.
influences. What's that?
Sorry.
Oh,
I was saying me too, but I already had one of them, but another one would be really cool.
oh, you did. Who did you have?
Wayne.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I've reached out to him before. Frank has given his confirmation, but we haven't been able to set up a day. And of course, I'd love to have Jamie. I got to meet Jamie a long time ago. One of my old bands used to play with Hate Breed. We played with him probably about 4 times, and it's funny when I have a shaved head and whenever Jamie had a shaved head, we almost looked like twin brothers, and we played with them at a club in Spartanburg, South Carolina called Ground Zero, and the show promoters said, "Hey, come here. Come here. We wanna introduce you to Jamie." And they brought me up to Jamie and they said, "Jamie, this looks like this could be your kid brother." And he looked right at me and was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I could totally see that." So it would really be great to reconnect with him and have him on the show. I'd love to have the Biohazard guys on. I think that would be incredible. I've got some friends of friends who know those guys, and the band that I was supposed to play with up in New York, was it Billy engineered their album, so that could be a reality one of these days. And when we're talking about non-hardcore, non-metal influences, there's so many actors and directors that I would love to have on. I just had Edwin Lee Gibson from the show The Bear, and he's also been on Fargo and a bunch of other series on FX. So really any actors or directors. Barbara Crampton, I don't know if you're probably not old enough to know the movies Reanimator and From Beyond and Chopping Mall. She's like a B movie scream queen, and she still looks amazing, and I'm just completely enamored with her. I would love to have her on the show, or just any of the real character actors from the 80s and 90s, stuff that I grew up watching. Would love to have really anybody from that era on.
Awesome. So do you do more like more music related or movie related guests?
Or music right now, but really kind of trying to tailor it towards just an arts and entertainment podcast in general. I feel more of a connection with movies, to be truthful with you. Don't get me wrong, I love hardcore, I love music, but as far as career is concerned, I made my way up in the world as an actor, not an insanely successful actor or anything, but I got to go to Hollywood and I got to do some things. And movies was one of the earliest ways for me to connect with my family members when I was growing up. And I'm almost insufferable when it comes to talking about movies. Like if you get me talking about it, I'll go on and on and on. And so I really I would really like to kind of, like I said, kind of streamline that into more of an arts and entertainment thing. And I could have other people on. There's a woman, she's an agent out in LA, and she says she has somebody that is an astronaut. I'd love to have an astronaut on. Not Katy Perry, but you know, anybody that legitimately went through and became a real astronaut.
Mhm. Um, so you run a merch company.
Yes, sir.
So for everyone watching, what's it called? And tell me about
It's
it.
called the Hell's Heart Merch Company. It started in late 2022. I came into some money and I ended up buying a heat press and a bunch of shirts in bulk. And again, with films, I love films. So I started doing these fan inspired designs. We've got a bunch of film memorabilia and merch on there. And we do a few hardcore bands too. But what we do is we do movie mocks. Like we did one for Paris Mayhew's Agros, and we did it with the Apocalypse Now font. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but I highly recommend it. I don't know what mom would think. It's kind of heavy. It's a little bit it's a little bit I don't know if it's age appropriate, but we did a shirt of that and it said Agros Now, and it had the Apocalypse Now font, and it had Marlon Brando and Martin Sheen raising out of the water. So that was really cool. We did some for Run Devil Run. I don't know if you remember them. They were on Victory Records. And we did a Run DMC mock for them and also a Repo Man mock. And we got some other stuff in the pipeline, and just really trying to get the word out there and get people interested in what we're doing. If you use the code 20, you get 20% off your entire order. And yeah, would love anyone's support. It would be great.
Awesome. Do you do like patches or just shirts, like embroidered patches?
No patches, but would love to do that. Actually learned how to do some embroidery when I was out west, and really like those denim jackets that have all the embroidered patches on them. We were actually putting a few of those together, and so I started to learn how to do that on the machine. I don't have the machine, but would love to be able to revisit that someday and make one of those cool jackets and sell them.
Yep. We need World of Chaos patches. That's why I asked. Um, yeah,
You got to send me one then. I have a jean jacket, so I'll definitely throw it on there.
well, our drummers like stepmom made this cool. Did she sew it or
She painted it.
she painted it on like did she just paint it onto the jacket or did she paint it onto a patch? Okay, so she's on her like jacket. She like painted on our one of our shirt designs, so it looked almost like a patch, and it's really cool.
Nice. Yeah, you'll have to show me that. There's actually a guy that he took a bunch of World War II era military sea bags and he ended up putting them on a Carhartt coat, and it looked super dope. It looked super legit. I'll have to show you a picture of that because it was rad. I would buy that jacket for sure.
Nice. So what was the first punk metal or hardcore show you went to, and how old were you?
When I was 17, 16 or 17, I was like a junior in high school, something like that. I went and saw Stretch Armstrong and Nora and Sky Came Falling, and incredible show. I don't know if you've ever seen any live videos of Stretch Armstrong or actually seen them live, but they set it off. And especially during that era, I actually went and revisited this old video on Hate 56, and they were playing this benefit concert for one of their friends, Matt Leviton. And just the energy and just the outpouring from the crowd, it was incredible. It was electric. And I always tell people that I never got the opportunity to see any of those old Revelation Records bands back in the day, but that was probably the closest to that experience that I could have for my age and growing up in the Carolinas. It was incredible. They set it off like every time.
Yeah. Um, I saw Stretch of Furnace Fest when I was 10, and I grabbed a mic for one part. I also had Chris on my podcast.
Red Chris, I'm jealous.
Really nice.
Yeah, those guys were awesome. And interesting, I mentioned this on another podcast. When I was about 16 or 17, around that time, I actually interviewed them for a school project that I was doing on hardcore. So it'd be nice to come full circle and have them come on the show when I'm 42, and kind of let them know how much them being a band meant to me as a youth.
Yeah, we might be able to get you in contact with him. So
He booked a bunch of shows for my band back in the day too. He booked us with Zayo and Unearth and Under Oath, and it was incredible. And yeah, he was a big promoter down in Columbia. So yeah, would love to have him on for sure.
I believe his son books shows now in South Carolina.
Okay.
So that's cool. Wait, how old is
Yeah.
yeah?
About like maybe 17 or 18.
Yeah. It's like there's like some younger like promoters I've seen in the scene now because there's him and there's also my friend Mateo. He runs like a DIY booking thing in Massachusetts. It's called Discipline Records. And he also
Cool.
has he's also doing a festival called Eco Style. Um and there's a ton of bands on it. It's like Balmora is playing, Moral Law. There's a lot of cool like earlier metalcore, hardcore bands on there.
Awesome. Nice.
Yeah. Um,
Are you going to book some shows? You plan on doing that, or have you? I think you booked some already. I think you mentioned that on my show, right?
one, it was like a little DIY show with Weston, the bassist that was on there. Um,
Yeah.
we booked like little we booked like a little show at a record shop and we're planning to trying to do some more.
Cool. Yeah. Keep at it. Just make sure you got money to pay the bands.
It,
They don't appreciate that when they don't walk away with at least some gas money. That's the biggest thing to tell a promoter is like have a little bit of backup cash. Don't just depend on that show to bring in your bread.
yeah, what's cool is the place doesn't take any money because they get record sales because it's a record store. But you can't really mosh in there, and if you do mosh, you have to be extremely like careful because there's literally records like right next to you, and people have been like moshing into the records and like causing like damage, and the owner's gotten pissed off.
Oh no.
Not at my shows, but like at just shows there before. So
Mosh with caution, huh?
yes, exactly.
I don't know if you ever heard Fireburn, but I got to see them. Have you heard them? Are you familiar with them? Oh, I have to send you some more music. Fireburn was Israel Joseph, who actually appeared on my show. He was one of the earlier guests, but he was the second vocalist for Bad Brains. And he started a project with Todd Youth of Warzone and Murphy's Law and Todd Jones from Terror and Nails. And I don't remember who the drummer was, but they played their first show at a record store. And again, missed the boat on the Bad Brains because I was way too young to be growing up in that era. But it felt like being at an old Bad Brain show based on what I've seen on video. There's this old video where it's from 1979 where HR is dressed in this like white suit almost and was just going insane and just setting it off. And that energy was emulated in their performance. They were just insane. And there was probably about 100 kids there, but it was in a really small record store and everybody had to be really careful. There wasn't really moshing. And to be truthful, their music wasn't really mosh worthy. So, but it was awesome. And Todd Youth passed away. So, unfortunately, unless they decide to resurrect the band with some different members, we're not going to get to see that again. But really incredible band. They released an EP and then a 2-song 7-inch. But I'll have to send those to you because they're really good.
Yeah. Todd Jones. He's fingernails and We saw Nails and Terror last night, open for Obituary.
Oh man, I'm even more jealous now.
Todd actually recognized my mom from just like from the
But I
scene.
didn't recognize him because he looks
Oh
so different.
really?
He has long hair.
He's a big dude too. I didn't realize how tall he was, and you see
I-
videos of him in Terror back in the day, and he's skinny and like he was way brawny.
He has giant hands now when he plays guitar. Did you notice?
No.
Hands are huge. I didn't realize it was him until right now when you said that, and I was like, "Holy shit!" That's because he's like, I recognize. Like, you look
That's
familiar.
wild. That's what. How was the show?
Sick. I loved Nails. I didn't know any of their songs, but I loved them. They were so sick. Like
Yeah.
I really want to get into them. There was this
Yeah, I love that D beat crusty stuff, man. There was a period where I fell into a rabbit hole and got into Cursed and Trap Them and all those D beat kind of discharge influence bands. I loved it.
I got this shirt last night from the opener, Pest Control. They're really sick. They're from the UK.
Nice.
They're like crossover thrash. They're super sick. They're female fronted. Definitely check them out. They're awesome.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, that was a great lineup. Like so, Pest Control was great. Spirit World, I don't really know them. Then Terror, classic. Then Nails, they were sick. And then Obituary.
Nice.
No
Love
bear.
that. It's great.
Oh yeah, there was no barricade either. I had a little tally counter on my phone. And I was like, and I counted each stage dive for Terror. It ended up being 166.
And I'm sure Scott was calling for, I need more stage dives.
Yeah.
Yours was one. You counted your own.
Yeah, I counted my own.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah. It's ridiculous. I think I like Furnace Fest last year. He was like, "We're gonna get 100 in this one song," and I counted it. I think it was like 90, and I think they tried to get like 500 in one set.
They were slacking that night.
Yep. So
Yeah,
where's your,
Terror shows are always hyped too.
it's crazy.
Played
Yeah.
with them a few times back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone. I mean, I don't really. The only people I know in that band are really Chris and Scott, but they're super nice,
Yeah. Dope dudes for sure.
definitely. So, where's your favorite place in the world you ever visited?
Favorite place in the world that I've ever visited? Well, I was actually stationed in Japan for a year and absolutely loved it. Would definitely go back there in a heartbeat. The culture there is so amazing. Everybody is very respectful. Nobody talks to you on public transportation, which is quite a stark contrast if you're ever out in LA or a bigger city in the United States. And they're just really cool. They're just a really cool culture. They have a different appreciation for things, a lot of appreciation for Western culture too. They're very into hardcore too. And I just love being out there. It was a blast. Some runners up would be Belgium. Love Belgium. Super clean, super nice, very expensive. Japan's pretty expensive too, but yeah, I've been quite a few places. Probably Japan and Belgium are probably my favorites, definitely. Going to
Nice.
India here in January, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I went to Tokyo in January last year. That
Oh,
was
word.
super fun. We saw Sick of It All.
Oh, cool.
Actually flew to Japan to see Sick of It All.
Not to
You
see,
flew to Japan to see Sick of It All?
not
It was
to
like
see Sick of It
Two
All.
birds, one stone.
To go to Japan and see Sick of It All.
Okay.
Catalyst.
Just on vacation then?
Sick of It All was
Essentially.
playing 2 shows. Let's see how much plane tickets are. They weren't that much, so we went.
And we also went to go to.
Wow.
So it was like we wanted to go to Japan anyway, so why not go when Sick of It All was playing?
Yeah,
Where did you stay in Japan?
Like
just like little hotels.
yeah, they were pretty cheap. It was cheap.
Was it Tokyo, or do you remember what district it was?
I mean, it's all Tokyo, but
Yeah, it was all Tokyo.
Shinjuku.
Okay. Shinjuku?
Shibuya.
Shibuya, yeah. Those are my old stomping grounds right there.
You're only there
And
for
it's interesting that you mentioned Sick of It All, because I actually had this conversation with Lou on my show, and they were supposed to play, or no, they did play out there. That's right. And I don't remember why I didn't get to go to the show, but it was 9/11, and I still have the old flyer somewhere. It says 9/10/2001 on it. And I was like, I pulled it out of a stack of stuff that I had, and I was like, whoa, this is kind of creepy. And that's why I had to ask him about that on the show. So didn't get to see that show, and I guess they had to stick around a little bit longer because all the flights were restricted and everything. But Japan, wow, that's incredible. What did you think of it?
It was just amazing. Like nothing. I can't explain it in words of how good it was. It was just like the best thing ever, pretty much.
Nice. Do you like anime and manga?
Not too much. I am into like video games and stuff. I was the Pokemon for a while. I was yeah, I just like yeah, I'm not too into like anime or stuff like that, but I really like Japanese culture.
Yeah, it's dope. Final Fantasy, man. Those are my favorite RPG games right there. There's a guy you should get on your show. His name's Sergeant Vegan. His real name is Bill Muir,
Yeah, we
but
got
he's an old hardcore guy, and he was in the military. He was a
him on.
paratrooper, but he
We
wrote this book on what's that?
had him on.
You
He
had
did
him on?
like a year ago.
Oh, no way. Okay. Yeah, he's a good dude. He they had him on the Final Fantasy X soundtrack. He did the vocals. There was like a metal track on the video game. I don't know if he talked about that.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'll have to send you that track as well. But yeah, that's him, definitely.
Yeah, sick. So you're an actor and you've directed a music video. Can you tell me about some of that stuff?
Yeah, so I started acting when I was about 7 years old. I did some commercials and a lot of plays, and always wanted to pursue being an actor. I qualified for the Screen Actors Guild, which was a lifetime goal of mine in about 2016. And then I decided to take it to Hollywood. I spent some time at the Stella Adler Academy out there, which these are some actors not from either of our generations, but Marlon Brando and Steve McQueen and James Coburn and all these other people studied out there. And those are like acting legends. And I got to be a part of that school. And so I did a bunch of independent productions out there. I had mentioned on Chris from Overthrow's podcast, What Lies Ahead, which you should definitely check out on Spotify and Apple, and was talking about how I auditioned for Mission Impossible Fallout. And so that was probably one of the biggest opportunities that I got. I didn't get the part. It was going to be for a body double for Tom Cruise, but I didn't get the part, but I was still really grateful to have the opportunity to do that, and have just kind of segged into doing voice acting. And I want to do some audiobook narrations. It's always been my goal to do cartoons and video games and do voiceovers for that. Really fun. I think I would really have a blast with that. And as far as the music video directing, I got some great equipment a few years ago and was friends with this band, still am friends with them, called Violent Life, Violent Death. The guitar or the bass player, Justin, he actually does all the artwork for Hell's Heart. And I had never directed a video, and they wanted a video. And I said, hey, how about you just let me direct a video for you guys, and I'll do it for free. And we did it. And I hired this model out of Atlanta, and we basically just went in there, and the video is pretty simple, but they wanted something simple. Like they said, we do not want to play in the video. They said, we do not want to be playing instruments. We don't even want to be in the video. And personally, those are my favorite kind of videos. I love when bands just kind of let a story unfold and they have actors and actual scenes that are constructed. And so I was all on board with that. And so we made this cool little story about this girl that goes to try to pursue her dreams of being in Hollywood and being a star, and just kind of decays and eventually finds herself again. And it was really cool because it was actually shot in 3 different states. It was shot in LA, and it was shot in New York and also in North Carolina. And it was cool because the part that we shot in LA, I did some like exterior shots. And if you've ever seen the original Planet of the Apes from the 60s with Charlton Heston, there is a part in there. Well, I won't give it away, but there's a very famous landmark in there. And if you see the movie, you'll know the landmark. But that was at the beginning and the end of the video. And it was really cool. The model actress was really great. Her name's Ashley Rogers. She's been in quite a few music videos, and really easy to work with, really awesome girl, really friendly. And we just basically went and set up at my buddy Joe Benham, who is the guitar player. We went and set up at his apartment and set up some green screens and did all that stuff. And I just shot the video and tried to make it look like almost like a Godard movie. I don't know if you know who Jean-Luc Godard is. He did the movie uh oh no, it's not up there. Jean-Pierre Melville's up there, but I have a Godard poster. But he did the movie Breathless and Alphaville, and we really just tried to make it a really minimalist, like 60s French new wave movie. And the song is called Deceit, Welcome by Blind Grace, and it premiered on Hardcore Worldwide and did pretty well on there. And I'll send you the video for that too. It was really cool.
Cool. We'll put a little clip of it up on this for people to check out.
Be careful because I'm not sure if it would demonetize the video. So before you actually post it, see if it'll actually go through, because
Yeah.
those labels can be really strict with that, especially if it's grace note. Like it'll pick up the song and flag it almost instantly. So yeah, just be careful.
I've never made a cent doing this, so
You will. It's, you got to have that PMA, like the Bad Brain said.
yeah, but like, doesn't it only just demonetize the specific video?
It does, yeah, but I think you can eventually get so many strikes and then they'll demonetize the whole channel. I don't exactly know how it works, but I don't work with copyrighted stuff anymore. I'll find live stuff so that the algorithm doesn't flag the video. I'll find live performances.
Okay. Um. So, did you have a favorite movie when you were my age, and do you have one now?
I was actually having a conversation with my dad the other day, and he said, "What movie really changed your perspective on films? What was a movie that really captivated you as a kid?" And I said, "Star Wars." Like, Star Wars to me was mind blowing. And my mom said, "You should watch that movie," because it was such a cultural phenomenon at the time. It really kind of took the world by storm. And there were all these people that got on the Star Wars bandwagon. It was a huge blockbuster, and it really kind of revolutionized filmmaking. And she showed it to me when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I just remember my mind being blown because it's just such great storytelling. And I'm a huge fan of World War II airplanes, and I love all the stuff with the X-wings and the Y-wings and the TIE fighters. Like, there's this old show called Black Sheep Squadron from the 60s. I think it was the 60s and the 70s, but it was an old World War II show. And I love aerial dogfighting, aerial combat. And Star Wars has that, but in a space setting, in a fantasy setting. So I love that. And it's just great storytelling. It's just, you know, wonderful, just wonderful. It's, got a hero's journey type aspect to it. As far as now, it's constantly changing. Star Trek 2 also, that was a huge one for me. Uh, I'm probably equal parts Star Wars and Star Trek, but Ricardo Montalban in Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan is just incredible. But as far as now, because it's always changing, I always see something and I'm like, this is amazing. I'm a big fan of the Dollars trilogy, like Fistful of Dollars and Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But at present, there's a movie from 1972 called Solaris. It's a Russian movie. They actually remade it in 2000. It was Steven Soderbergh that remade it, but there was a director. His name was Andrei Tarkovsky, and he had to direct it when he was in the Soviet Union. And the Soviet Union placed these really stringent restrictions on their artists and their filmmakers. And Tarkovsky was an Orthodox Christian, which kind of marked a lot of his films, but it was amazingly done. It's a science fiction movie. This guy goes up to the space station and he sees all these apparitions of his dead wife, and people are kind of going crazy up there. And wonderful acting. It looks amazing. It still stands up to this day. Good film. I highly recommend that film.
Awesome. If you could tell your 13-year-old self anything at all, what would you tell him?
Talk to her. She doesn't bite. I said that on another show. Actually, it was on Chris's show. What would I tell myself? I would say just continue to be you. You're not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone's going to like you. I've never really sought anyone's approval, but some people would say that you need to tailor yourself and your image and your interests in order to fit into a box. I just don't feel like I really fit into any boxes, and I do what I want to do. I do it on my own terms, and I like what I do, and I don't have any desire to change that about myself. So just be fearless. Don't worry about what other people are going to think about you. Again, not that I ever really did, but when you try to listen to people that are going to try to give you advice, as far as I get a lot of flack for being in my 40s and being into hardcore and wearing graphic tees and playing video games and things like that. I don't care. I just don't care. I like the things I like. I like what I do, and nothing is going to dissuade me from that. So don't let others try to influence you if you feel like you're on the right track and you're getting genuine enjoyment out of life.
Awesome. Do you have anything else to add to wrap it up?
Well, again, I want to thank you, and I want to encourage everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to channels, subscribe to Kids in the Pit, subscribe to the TNF podcast. A huge percentage of the viewers on there are not subscribed to the channel, and it costs you nothing. It's free. It's free. You just got to click on the subscribe button. You're in. And just check out TNF Podcast on YouTube and Spotify and Apple. I don't know if you do your episodes on Spotify and Apple as well.
Yeah, we do.
You do. Okay, so go on over and follow Kids in the Pit on Spotify and Apple as well. Follow World of Chaos on Instagram. I've got, and check them out on Spotify as well. And check out my merch company. I'll send the links so we can post them in the comments. And I'm also on Instagram at Hell's Heart CO. And I also have a subsidiary of Hell's Heart called 10th Canto. It's a Krishna conscious clothing company. And we do like mocks of like the Misfits and Descendants and Dead Kennedys, but we change it to have Hare Krishna imagery on there. And it's really cool. I like doing it. I love making shirts. Check it out. Follow the TNF podcast on Instagram and just continue to support hardcore. And one thing I wanted to mention is that there are people out there that are going to be envious of you if you start to become successful. Don't worry about it. Just continue to do what you do. And I want to say something actually to Reddit, to the hardcore subreddit. Just upvote. Why you got to downvote? You know, like if one of us wins, we all win. You know, like I don't understand the division and the animus towards different people in hardcore. Like if you don't like someone or you don't like something, just stay in your own lane. Don't try to like screw anybody over because you don't like what they're doing. There was this episode of The Simpsons where there's like some monster and they say if we don't give it any attention, it will go away. But when you try to put so much emphasis on hating a certain band or hating a certain individual, by proxy, those people just get more attention and it just blows them up. I've had a few controversial figures on my show that are just filled with hate towards these certain guests. They're the highest viewed videos on the channel. So say what you will, but I just think it's silly to fight and have division in hardcore. It's all about unity. Let's just come together. If one of us wins, we all win. We help our friends and we support each other.
Nice. Yeah, thank you, Jay Curtis Strickland, for joining me today. And thanks to all you for watching and listening. Like he said, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Spotify and other streaming platforms, and do the same to his podcast, TNF Podcast. Until next week, bye.
Later. Welcome to the TNF Podcast. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and click on that bell for notifications. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music, give us a follow and give us a rating. That would be most excellent. All right, so we've got some upcoming shows for everyone. On the 25th of May at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we've got Edwin Lee Gibson. If you've ever seen the FX series The Bear, he plays Ibrahim on that show. That's going to be a great one. On the 1st of June at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we've got John LaMacchia from Candiria and Julie Christmas. And on the 8th of June at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we've got Dennis Merrick from Earth Crisis and Path of Resistance. That's going to be a great one. We got a lot of good shows coming up, but if you want to check that out, just subscribe and you'll see all the shows on the live section there. And I have a merchandising company, Hell's Heart Merch Co. Go on over to hellsheartco.bigcartel.com. Use the code 20 for 20% off your entire order. They're fine Bella Canvas, Next Level, Tri-Blend t-shirts. They feel amazing. I'm wearing one right now, the Run Devil Run logo shirt. And if you use the code 20, you'll get 20% off. And they're movie, hardcore themed. I think you'll really like them. So, my next guest today, really awesome group of kids. And I've been seeing them all over Instagram, TikTok, what have you. That's how I initially discovered them, was through Hoya of Madball. He shared one of their videos out. They were playing Set It Off, doing a cover of that. Really awesome group of kids. I've watched Gabe has a podcast called Kids in the Pit. Really, really awesome, really solid. They have a good roster of guests on there, so be sure to check that out and subscribe to that. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we've got World of Chaos. Thanks for being here, everyone. So we've got Gabe, we've got Weston, we've got Jaden and Janelle. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing good.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right. So You know, the first question I typically ask to the guests that are on the show are, what's your earliest musical memory? How did you come into contact with music? I know Gabe's mom is a old hardcore scenester, so I'm sure you probably heard a lot of that growing up, but what did everybody hear that was playing in your household when you were significantly younger? And then how did that lead into, like, what was your first non-metal and hardcore show, and then what was your first hardcore show?
I'll go first. Okay. So my first introduction to like this music in general was Bad Religion because my mom would play it around the house like growing up. When I not when she was growing up, when I was growing up. And yeah, I just got into them, and that slowly I slowly got into like heavier and heavier stuff. So now I'm into like I still love Bad Religion, but now I'm into like Municipal Waste and DRI and stuff like that.
Yeah, so my dad never really played this kind of music at all around the house. I mean,
Neither did mine, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, my grandpa got me a guitar when I was like 8 or 9, and I used to go around the house, our neighborhood, and go house to house playing music to people. That's probably the first time I ever started like really like getting interested in music and stuff. It wasn't very good, but yeah. My first show was probably with these guys. Playing. I remember my first hardcore show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was with them. I mean, yeah, my dad's taken me to all kinds of festivals and stuff. Never hardcore stuff though. But,
that's cool.
Yeah.
What's the only hardcore show you went to? The one that other than what we played, the Delaware hardcore one that I took you to.
Yeah.
In November.
Probably.
Wait, that was when we like recruited Janelle, right?
Yeah. That.
Yeah, there was we went to the show, and then like she wasn't at the show, but he's been friends with her for a while, so that's how Janelle got in the band.
Yeah. It started.
Oh, word.
It was just us three, and then she joined like in November.
Okay.
All right. Do you wanna?
All right, so I don't really know how I got into it, but my dad, he like always listened to rock, so I think that's part of it. And then when me and him started the band, it was a metal band that we were starting, so that was probably a main influence.
It's really bad too.
Yeah. I don't remember what my first show was, but one of the main ones was in August. I saw Slipknot. I don't know if you know them.
Oh, hell yeah. Amazing. What, and I haven't seen them yet, and I would think it would be absolutely amazing because they put on one of the best live shows from what I've seen on YouTube and, any sort of live performances that they do. Great band.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn. So
Yeah.
my parents were also they're also into hardcore and just like music like that. So I grew up around it. Like when I was a kid, I don't know if do you know Rocket from the Crypt?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was like I used to love that out like Live from Camp X-Ray, like even when I was like 5, and I still love them. And I don't know what I think that my first hardcore show was probably with you guys, because I would go to shows like local shows all the time, and I would go to like other shows, but they weren't hardcore shows. So the first one was probably when we also went to a Delaware hardcore show. It was fun.
And so how did the band form? And real quick here, we're going to be taking all questions and comments towards the end of the show. So anybody that's in the chat, just stick around and we'll be doing that later. Unless, however, you want to send a super chat, and I'll go ahead and do it right away. So that's your incentive to give me some money. But so my first question is, how did the band form? Was it you had mentioned that one of the members was recruited? That was Janelle. Is that right? That's what you said, or was somebody else was picked up along the way? And then you guys, you just started playing after that? How did that work?
So I would call Weston an original member, even though
Okay.
when we recorded the EP, it was me, Jaden, and another kid that left because he didn't want to play shows. So I was actually playing bass because he's a lot better at guitar than me. So I was playing bass and doing vocals. And then he left, so we were like, okay, we got to find another guitar. So we found him. He played classical guitar, but he weren't good enough to do the solo. So I went to guitar. He went to bass. And then that was like July. Then from there to November, it was just us three. In like might have been December. I don't know. Janelle joined in like late November, early December, something like that.
Yep.
Okay. And then
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
what were you gonna say?
Jane, do you want to explain Midnight Terror?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I've been friends with him since he was like 1, so we're like really old friends. And
Wow.
I didn't talk to him for like a really long time, but then one day I just went to his house, and then there was a toy drum kit next to his PC that we were playing, and we kind of just got the idea.
Well, it was because Geometry Dash,
Yeah,
right?
it was a
Yeah, you can
geometry
explain
dash.
that.
Yeah, so there's a game called Geometry Dash, and it's like a musical rhythm game. We would like try to both play the songs on piano, even though we both sucked at piano.
What a couple of nerds.
Then at one
Starting a
point,
band for
I would play. Like at one point, we saw the drum set. He was like, "What if I play drums and you play guitar?" Then we tried to play those songs. Barely worked. They were like, "Wait, we should actually start a band."
How long ago was that?
I think I was 10, he was 12, which is so it's
Mhm.
3 years ago.
Oh wow! Wait, that's a lot. That's more than I thought.
Wait, no, was it? I know it was like February.
Yeah, I think-
20.
Oh no, I think it was 11.
You-
I'm pretty sure.
I wasn't.
I don't know.
I don't think I was 9. I think I was 10.
All right,
It
yeah, we'll
doesn't
just say.
matter.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, the band name was Midnight Terror. We made like 5 songs, never posted them, never played any shows, and they all sucked.
But it gave us the experience.
Yeah, it gave us experience to actually write, I'd say, good songs with a lot of chaos.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Awesome.
better.
Very cool. Stand by for a minute, everybody in the chat. We got a little bit of a technical difficulty here. I'm going to go ahead and play a merch stinger, but be back in a few seconds. Hang on 1 second.
Bro, all my friends are
They're saying my battery is not charging here. I don't know what's going on. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. So where does the name World of Chaos come from? Where did the origin of that come from? And who thought of the name, and what does it mean?
So was it me? I think so. Okay, so I know.
I just want to say I did not come up with the name.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think
So-
it was just Gabe.
yeah. I think it was me. So originally it was the kid that recorded guitar on the first EP. He came up with the name Desecrator, but there were like 10 Desecrators. So we're like, well, we can't do that because people are gonna mix us up for other bands. And then I was like, okay, there's all these bands like SOD, DRI, MOD. So we should make a 3-word name. And I was like, we should do something with a W. So World, that was like WOC. And I just thought of that. Then it's like World of Chaos. I don't think it really means
So
anything.
you,
It just
you
kind of
thought of
sounds
the,
cool.
you thought of the
Yeah.
acronym before that?
Yeah.
That's fun.
I just thought it sounded
It's
cool.
actually
What do you guys sort of sing about thematically? Like, what kind of motivates you to make music?
I don't know. It's kind of random.
It's kind of random.
I mean,
it's pretty.
there's like 2 songs about like people getting like killed. So there's I guess Thrash Can isn't about, it's about throwing someone into a trash can. And then we have a song called Erased from Existence where they get erased from existence.
Yeah.
Then
You just come up with random topics.
yeah, I kind of come up with random topics. I mean, we have a song about kicking babies. We have a song about throwing up. We have a song about paying taxes. We have a song about him sucking at bass. You wrote like half the lyrics for that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Wow. Okay.
Now you can find it
Yeah,
on
you can
Spotify.
find our new EP, Erased from Existence. 5 songs, including the intro,
I know.
on Spotify.
That's a lot of
That's a
songs.
lot. And
That's
it's
a lot.
free, so
It's free.
it's
What do you
5 songs for free.
what do you guys consider to be like your influences as far as like who do you look up to as far as in the hardcore scene?
I guess we'll just do everyone's influence. So mine, I think like for like band wise, like Munis Boys and DRI, I really like them. I try to write stuff like that. Maybe some like SOD stuff like that. Yeah, that's probably about it. And then Weston, do you have
I mean,
any?
to be completely honest, I don't really have like, I don't really listen to this kind of music a whole lot. So I'm trying to get into it more.
You like more punk, it seems like.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, more punk if I had to pick.
Who do you like as far as punk bands are concerned?
I mean, I do listen to Descendants. I didn't listen to that at all before the band. I mostly listen to like hip hop and stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm starting to get into the heavier stuff now.
Okay.
I
What
used to
about
listen to Black Sabbath?
what? Oh, dude, Black Sabbath is amazing. Like that's, I think, probably a proto-punk, proto-metal band easily. Like they were one of the first ones to do it. How did the kids at school feel about you all playing in a band? You must have to be like the coolest, like the coolest kids around there. They must love like the fact that you're in such a great band. What do they think?
Well, me and him are homeschooled, so
Yeah, so we can't.
we don't really.
We don't. I don't think our siblings think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think our parents. Do you?
Not my parents.
think it's cool. I think.
I mean, yeah, I don't think they think it's cool.
But
yeah,
you
them,
guys.
they
That's
go
for,
to
why
school.
did we answer that? That's their question.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Some of my friends know about it at school, and they all think it's like really cool. So that's all I
Okay.
have to say about it.
Yeah,
How was the tour you guys did? What was the like highlights of that? How did that go for y'all?
What was that?
You guys did a tour here recently.
That was a lot of fun.
6 days. Yeah. I really liked the trying to think. The first show, it was at a pizza shop.
It was like the first and last show were like the best.
Yeah. So it was at a pizza shop. It was in this like strip mall area, but like so all the stores around it, there were like 5 stores and it was all one brand.
Yeah, there was a lot of
It was like
a lot of
fresh.
stuff that happened during the tour that was like it was so weird. It's like
Yeah.
we were in a movie.
Yeah. And then
It felt
like for the breakdown in one of our songs, Trash Can, people were just moshing like crazy and it was so sick. Oh,
that
wait,
was
tell
a fun
me about the egg.
Wait, what?
The egg.
It's still in your car, I think. Well,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we were
tell
going around and we recorded a vlog for it for the whole tour.
We've never even edited it.
No, but we thought it would be funny if we went into places and I asked because they were like really fancy furniture stores and I'd be like, hey, can I buy anything for like $10? Is there anything? But like all the price tags are like 10,000 or like 20,000 for like really expensive stuff. So I went into this one store and I was like, okay, I have $20 in my pocket, so like I'm gonna ask this guy if I can buy like a chair for $20. And then I don't know how he does it, but he somehow convinced me to buy this little like China egg. It has like little like it's probably like it's like a big egg, but and I was like, oh yes, I'm gonna scam this guy because it's only $20.
It's
And he's like, yeah, this thing's $100. You gotta buy it for $20.
Didn't he say you look like his son?
Oh yeah, he was like, you remind me of my son, so I'll
Oh God.
I was like, this is so weird.
Yeah, definitely. That's crazy.
And he finessed me.
Have you had the opportunity to share the stage with any bigger bands that you were just like, whoa, this is amazing?
Oh yeah. I think the only one that's like big so far is the band Deadlands. Have you heard of them?
I have not. No.
They're from New York, I believe, and they have like 250,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, which is crazy. We got to play right before them. It was at it's a thing in PA called Launch Music Festival, and there were like 7 bands. We were second to last, which is crazy.
I'm still so pissed that I missed that show.
Yeah.
Do you guys normally get a pretty good crowd response at your shows?
It's like it depends on the show, really.
Yeah.
Recently, earlier this month, we had it was like a local show, and people were singing along to some of our songs, which is crazy.
Yeah, we have had a couple of times that people have sung along to it.
Okay. Yeah, I saw one of your shows and it seemed like it was pretty Like there were like, you know, older kids that were in there dancing around and whatnot. So that seems like it would be pretty good. And, you know, when you get that sort of response, it's awesome. You just want to get that response all the time. Of course, definitely. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, who do we got here in the chat? Oh, well, there's some incendiary stuff in here right now. But now, as far as like non-hardcore, non-metal influences, one of y'all mentioned you listen to hip hop. Like, what else do y'all got as far as like stuff outside of that genre that you really appreciate?
I don't know. I kind of just listen. I mean, I like the band Cursive. Me and Janelle both like them. You know them?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Ugly Organ. That's a good album.
Yep, great art. I also really like some like prog stuff. Like I like Rush. I like there's an instrumental like band from Australia called Pliny. They've opened for like Animals as Leaders before. And
Okay.
James, Janelle, do you what are some?
I don't know. I can't think.
Yeah, I mainly listen to metal, but I mean, I actually kind of listen to a little bit of rap, so it's kind of
Okay. Cool. Awesome. That's great. And now, as far as like, where do you like ideally like any sort of bands that you would want to see yourself playing with within the next few years? What's like your dream list? What's your dream set?
Yeah. 'Cause I feel like
That's my dream to open for them.
My dream. I mean, they don't play anymore, but the Beastie Boys would have been so cool to play with them.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a little hard with MCA not present with us anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have loved to play with them.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, they were.
I know it's impossible. But
Yeah, they were the originators. I don't know. Maybe Mike D and Adrock will. I don't think that would ever happen. Where they would try to do like a tribute or something like that. I don't even know if they still play music, but yeah, that would be cool. As far as like active bands like that are currently going, who do you got?
Maybe.
You want to think on it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll pass that.
okay.
Come back. We'll come back to you.
Yeah, me and Gabe we're gonna see Descendants soon, and we really like that would be awesome. Like,
That
we
would
had
be-
the
that would be
opportunity to
amazing.
open
It's a
for
local
them.
show too, so
Yeah, it's in Delaware.
you never know.
Okay.
Are we playing the same day as Murphy's Law? Too?
Yeah,
That's
in
a-
Pennsylvania.
That'll be a fun one.
You're playing the same day as them,
As
Yeah.
Murphy's Law, Fear, and the Vandals.
but not the same show.
Yes. Well, so it's at
A festival.
it's at a fest. It's like a different.
Oh,
But it is the same day. They play on like,
okay.
a festival stage, and we play on like a front porch. But still,
It's Camp Pennsylvania.
Camp Pennsylvania. Oh yeah. We did
Okay. Yeah. I've heard of it. All right. So here's the question: Descendants are all
Descendants.
Descendants?
What do you guys say? I mean,
Wait,
you guys
what?
don't know them.
Yeah.
No, Descendants are all.
What?
Descendants are all.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like I don't.
Do you know the band all?
No, I don't.
I
Wait,
don't think
what?
anyone else knows that.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
It's like Descendants, but just instead of Milo, it's a different singer.
Really? I've never
Yeah.
even heard of
You
that.
never heard of all?
No. I mean, well, I'm also really bad at remembering. Like I feel like I
So
just
stupid.
listen to random. Like I don't know. I just listen to songs sometimes. So like
Partially.
sometimes I just listen to songs I don't think like band names. But I don't think I've ever heard of. I don't know.
I guess just look up all later.
And so, Gabe, I know you host a podcast. Who's some of your favorite guests that you've had on your show?
Ooh, probably. Well, speaking of Descendants, Milo from Descendants, that was amazing. Brian Baker from Bad Religion, that was also great. Who were some?
Guar.
Oh, the singer of Guar, that was fun.
Oh, cool.
What is it? I can't.
Wait,
think of it.
Dave Brocky or?
No, the new one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they were still going and they had a new one, but that's still cool. Guar is awesome.
And then.
Who's that guy that Ben from No Warning?
Oh, No Warning, yeah. That was.
I loved that episode. That was hilarious because he seemed like he kind of took the reins and started interviewing you guys, and I was just laughing.
We were all on that notes. That was
Yeah.
hilarious. Seeing the hair.
It's like the hair incident.
He came on.
Oh, that's in the past. That's in the past.
He looks super cool. I'd love to have him on this show, actually. I think it would be great. So we are about halfway through the show, and old Don Foos is in here. Don Foos from Run Devil Run. Run Devil Run. And Spud Monsters. He says, thrash it up, kids. So that's some high praise right there. He's the man. Let's see here. So it's halfway through the show, and we're going to play some trivia. And I've got 15 questions, 3 for each. 12 questions. It'll be 3 for each of you all. And, everybody has a different level of expertise in certain subjects. And so they're of increasing difficulty, multiple choice. So get ready. Here we go. All right. I also want to apologize for the audience, too. I was thrashing around a little bit earlier. I have an Acer Predator computer, and they make really cheap power supply units, and you really have to plug them in there. The computer itself is awesome, but it wasn't plugged in all the way, and you can't tell until the battery starts to die. So the battery was starting to die, and I was frantic about that. So if you saw me flailing around and thrashing around, that's why. So... And I really just drew attention to it if you didn't see it. So, all right. So here we go. All right. So I'm told that Weston is pretty knowledgeable about Shakespeare. So we've got 3. What's that?
So my dad didn't ask me what subject he wanted.
He didn't.
So I will answer the questions.
Okay. Well, it's multiple choice.
It's multiple.
And if you lose, you get put in front of a firing squad. So just keep that in mind. With Nerf guns. Don't worry about it. All right. Shakespeare. All right. Question number 1. In Romeo and Juliet, who is Romeo's cousin? Is it A, Tybalt, B, Benvolio, C, Mercutio, or D, Montague?
Wait, Romeo's cousin?
Romeo's cousin, yeah.
Tybalt.
Tybalt was the bad guy. Benvolio was Romeo's cousin, but don't worry, we got 2 more. All right.
Was that the easy one?
Was that the easy one?
That was one of the easier ones, but see, I'm an actor, so I'm got a few of these questions in here that might be a little bit challenging, but I think you'll eventually learn this if you can continue in the Shakespeare readings. All right, number 2. In a theater setting, which Scottish play is considered bad luck to be mentioned by name? Is it A, Taming of the Shrew, B, A Midsummer Night's Dream, C, Macbeth, or D, King John?
Macbeth. I know that.
There you go. You got it. That's extremely bad luck. If you say the name Macbeth when you're doing a play, like they always call it the Scottish play because it's considered bad luck to do it. I guess because if like a play like fails or something, they'll just be like, we'll just put on Macbeth. So if you say the name Macbeth 3 times, almost like Candyman or something, like it's bad luck. So it's something to keep in mind. All right. Number 3, what Shakespeare play features the first appearance of Richard III? Is it A, Henry VI, Part 2, B, King Lear, C, Titus Andronicus, or D, Twelfth Night?
King Lear.
It is Henry VI, Part 2. And it's interesting because like he shows up in like the end of the play and he's not Richard III, he's Richard of Gloucester. And it's almost like before Marvel started to do like, how they would tease like Thanos at the end of like one of the movies, or they would insert like Nick Fury or one of these other characters in there. That was almost like considered to be like a Marvel-esque teaser where they put him at the end and then they did the play Richard III. So, all right. Firing squad for you, Weston. You're in trouble. Okay. All right, Gabe. We got geography for you, my man. So, and they're all world capitals. So, here we go. Question number 1. What is the capital of Canada? Is it A, Toronto, B, Vancouver, C, Montreal, or what did you said D, Ottawa?
Yes.
Nailed it. You got it. All right. Perfect. Okay. Question number 2. What is the capital of Turkey? Is it A, Istanbul, B, Ankara, C, Izmir, or D, Bursa?
Ankara.
2 for 2 so far. Got it. All right. This one. I didn't know this one. 3. What is the capital of Sri Lanka? Is it A, Colombo, B, Gale, C, Kandy, or D, Sri Jayawardenpura Kotte?
Say Rico. I don't know how to say it.
That's the one. Yeah.
There's no way.
I don't
There's
know
no
how
way.
I got
That's
He got it. 3 for 3. All right. Cool. All right. Jaden's also got geography. So here we go.
I don't know.
Number 1.
Oh, shoot.
What is the capital of Japan? Is it A, Kyoto, B, Osaka, C, Tokyo, or D, Hiroshima?
Tokyo.
Tokyo.
the easy
Bad
one.
news. Yeah. Well, they get harder. So bad news bears go to Tokyo. All right. Number 2. What is the capital of South Africa that serves as the executive branch seat of government? So there's 3 capitals of South Africa. Is it A, Cape Town, B, Johannesburg, C, Pretoria, or D, Durban?
I guess in my head.
Pretty sure it's Cape Town.
It is C, Pretoria, and that's a hard one. Like I said, there's 3 capitals, so it could easily be gotten wrong. So, but you're doing great. All right. 3. What is the capital of Switzerland? Is it A, Zurich, B, Geneva, C, Basel, or D, Bern?
Wait, can you say the options again? I don't.
All right, so it's the capital of Switzerland. Is it A, Zurich, B, Geneva, C, Basel, or D, Bern?
Say D.
D, Bern. You got it. Absolutely. All right, 2 for 3. But this is a
You literally said B.
he said B?
Yes, you said B.
Oh, I didn't hear it, so we'll give it to you. But I mean, collectively, it's the execution firing squad is only determined if the amount of 12 is if you get like less than 60%. So you guys are doing good. Don't worry about it. All right. So, all right, Janelle, it has math. Okay.
That's what my mom said, that I might very easily get 0 for 3.
Uh-oh. Okay. Number 1. What do you call a triangle that has all 3 sides of equal length? Is it A, isosceles, B, scalene, C, right, or D, equilateral?
Equilateral.
Yeah. Got it. All right.
Okay,
Number 2. What is the name of a line that intersects a circle at exactly 1 point? Is it A, chord, B, secant, C, tangent, or D, diameter?
Diameter? Oh, wait.
Can you steal it? Steal. Go ahead.
Tangent.
Tangent. Yeah. Perfect.
You told me that, and I remember using tangent.
You should have said, can I phone a friend, and then just punched him in the shoulder. That would have worked. So you got one more. So you have that option. All right. So number 3, in a right triangle, what is the name of the side opposite the right angle? Is it A, leg, B, base, C, height, or D, hypotenuse?
Hypotenuse.
Yeah, you got it. All right. You guys are pretty smart. You guys nailed it. But you know what you win as a result of this? That's what you get. Yeah. No, we're going to get you guys some shirts. We're going to get you some awesome Hell's Heart shirts. So, like I said, stick around for the end of the show and we'll get all your sizes and contact information and we'll get them out to you. All right. Best bands in hardcore right now. Who do you got?
Definitely not Word of Chaos.
Why do you say that? I'm telling you, I heard you guys, and I was talking with Gabe's mom about this, and she told me that you recorded it. I think Gabe was 12. And I'm like, I can't think of anything significant I did at the age of 12. I can't even think of anything significant I've done now, you know? And like, that sounds like a seasoned group of musicians right there. And it sounds amazing. So yeah, pat yourself on the back. You guys are doing awesome. Like, I think it's amazing. But who really like you think is out there killing it?
So I'm gonna say there's this band. They used to be called Gunk.
I was gonna say that.
Now they're called Life of Deceit. I believe they're 15. No, 15 to 8. That was 15 to 18, and they're like they're like more like heavier hardcore. But they're pretty good. They're really good.
Okay, very cool. What else you got?
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
You can
Really?
Yeah,
you know,
we played with them on tour.
there's another band we played with we really like. Remember?
Ingest? Is that hard?
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay, yeah, we played with a band called Ingest, and they were super cool. They have like a girl singer, but it's like she was like crazy at singing, and all the instruments were so
Yeah.
It was like everything was so good.
It's like
Wait,
crazy
when was that?
gutturals.
You
weren't
were
at that
there.
show.
How do you feel about being a girl in a band dominated by guys, Janelle? How do you feel about that?
They all stink, and it's.
They all stink.
Yes, they do,
Yeah,
and they
farts
fart
that
in the
much.
car, and then we have to roll
I
the
know.
windows down.
I know.
You do.
That's
You're the worst.
serious.
You're the worst. Neither Weston's the worst one. Well, his farts smell the worst, but he eats the healthiest.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh God. Who's like the practical joker in the band, or are there multiple practical jokers?
I feel like
Gabe makes like the dumbest jokes and it makes us laugh all the time. So I guess
I
Gabe.
remember once we got to like one of the hotels at like 2 a.m. I just kept saying really stupid stuff, and we would not.
He
Especially if you know
doesn't
that's
know
not
when to
funny.
stop. That's
No,
the thing.
yeah.
He
The thing
always
is-
keeps going when it's so annoying.
So they all make jokes, and I feel like all the time I'm just laughing because they just everything they say. I feel like it's
She
the
literally
funniest thing
she
ever.
literally laughs so easy.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Wait,
No, I'm not.
Ready?
No.
Get
I'm
up.
just gonna
No,
whisper something.
no.
Let me whisper something in your ear.
Say the cow goes moo.
I didn't hear you.
So like, what do you guys do as far as like practical jokes? Like, do you ever like prank each other or do anything like that?
What have we done?
We do brain rot.
No. He's saying like pranking.
What do we do?
Oh yeah, the hot dog in the sleeper.
What?
Oh,
yeah.
That was you and
Oh
Weston.
yeah,
time
we
we
like
had a
took a hot dog while he was sleeping and like rubbed it on his face.
And then they shoved it down. Like,
Yeah, and then we tried to shove it. I did the same.
Oh
thing.
God. Okay. That sounds terrible.
It was
Jesus.
That was a lot.
Okay, so I'm old and I'm out of touch, and I was told to ask you guys this, and I didn't have time to consult Urban Dictionary. What is skibbity toilet? I'm old. What is that?
Okay,
you know the one.
So there's a head in a toilet, and it goes like skibbity do do do. Yes. It has a really dumb song. Then there's also the cameramen, and they're at war. Cameraman and skibbity toilet. There's a TV man, and they're all at war. And it's like in
I
a.
can't, bro. I can't. I'm out of here.
Do you know the game Gary's Mod?
No.
Okay, it's
I like I said, I'm old.
I know, but it's like
I know the game Take Aspirin and Go to Bed. That's my game.
I'm pretty sure it's like from I don't know, it's from like early 2000s, I'm pretty sure. Or something like I don't know. I know it's pretty old. But that's what Skibbity Toilet's in. It's also like,
Okay.
a YouTube TV show. I believe
It's a
we're on,
TV show, actually.
Wait, are we on
Oh,
I said a YouTube TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
okay.
But yeah, it's very Skibbity.
Are we
And
still
then-
talking about Skibbity Toilet? Oh my god.
And that just like started so many things. Like,
Yeah, it
there's
started-
been so many things from that.
It's
Okay.
So stupid,
beautiful.
but it's awesome.
Do y'all watch any YouTubers that aren't like musicians? Do you have any like favorite YouTube channels?
Danny Duncan. Yeah. Nobody knows Danny Duncan. But,
Danny Duncan, no.
He's like he does like vlogs and stuff and like pranks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Red Letter Media?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, okay. They're like geriatrics like me. They're probably in my age range, and they do like movies and video games and things like that. But yeah, that might be one you really like. I'll have to show it to y'all. They're really good. But what's the biggest moment whenever somebody gave you praise? Like I had mentioned, Hoya from Madball shared out one of your stories. Like when were you just like, was that like mind blowing? Where you're just like, oh my god, I can't believe this.
So yeah, Boy from Madball, that was really cool. Who else? What else?
Wasn't No Warning.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was cool when No Warning. Wait, did they share it? They shared it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then has Max seen Nomad yet? I don't think he has. So here, you can explain the like Sepultura story and how it went about us covering.
Okay, yeah. So do you know how Max and Igor like they're in Cavalier?
Yeah, Cavalier Conspiracy. Yep.
So me and Gabe, we went and we saw them. What was that like? I don't even know how long ago.
I think it was like March or something. I don't know, not May, April.
Yeah,
something.
But me and my mom went, and she like loves them so much, and there's a chance to get to like, I mean, it was like $100 per person, but we could meet them and like go on their tour bus. And before the show, Pete from Sick of It All showed Igor our music, so he like knew our music, and they knew who like World of Chaos was, and it was super cool. And then they told us, or no, we asked what song we should cover, and they said that we should cover Nomad. No, they did see it because remember they sent a heart. They sent a heart back.
They did. I never knew that.
To Pete.
Yeah, that's it.
Igor sent him a heart.
That's so sick.
That's so awesome. What's a day in the life aside from school? What do you guys like to do as far as hobbies and stuff that's non-music related? What do you guys get into?
I play Minecraft.
I was about to ask you if you were a Minecraft player. I know everybody's into that. Yeah, okay, Minecraft. And explain to this old crickety bone guy what Minecraft is. Like, what is the game like? What's the objective of it?
Okay, so there is
We don't need a whole lord. It's kind of like
okay, so there's like there's like a sandbox mode where you can it's like called creative where you have all the blocks and you can just build whatever you want. There's also survival mode where you have to survive. There's like monsters and there's like you have to like build like a house and like kind of.
it's like a survival game.
Yeah,
like you can,
and then like
build houses.
you have
and,
to go to
build
this
stuff.
like you have to go to this like dimension. And you have to slay a dragon, and that's how you beat the game. Yeah, it's like it's like I don't know. You can build
that's
stuff.
good.
It's essentially
good.
just building
Yeah.
stuff. I also play Magic the Gathering a lot. I'm a Magic nerd.
Oh, nice.
Janelle's too.
Not as much.
Okay.
as-
Yeah, but still, you are.
Hey, do any of you have a Black Lotus card?
No black.
No.
I have like a $30.
Yeah, like a pre-con.
Yeah, it was like a pre-made deck, and it was like $30, so I have nothing good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
I have a really good standing deck.
Okay. Any D&D players?
I was, but I got kicked out for being annoying. I was in a
That
campaign.
makes sense.
Oh, you got kicked out for being annoying.
Yeah, so I was essentially like the clown, and I would just be really, really stupid. Everyone thought it was hilarious, but I guess I'm pretty sure.
Wait, were they adults?
No, they were our age. And
Is it
then
fun?
one of the kids, the like DM, he was like, "You kind of gotta chill out," and I think I didn't, so then I got kicked out.
That'll do it. Did you play on Discord or did you play in like a group?
Yeah, we played in real life. We also did some Magic sometimes. Yeah, it was just at like a group in like our local game store.
Okay. What else do you do? Are you athletes? Do you play sports?
Yeah.
Yeah.
not me.
So I'm in high school and I play lacrosse. So that's
Okay.
That's
I played soccer, and I played volleyball for like one season, but I'm not good at it. So just soccer, I guess.
Okay.
I got hit in the face by a baseball from we were playing catch, and then
How dare you?
And then I tried to catch it. It hit me. It socked me directly in the face, and it hurt.
And it was the last one too. He said, "I have a good feeling about this."
I was
He
like,
thought
I
he
have
was
a
gonna
feeling.
catch it, and it.
Wow.
Wes, you play?
How did you feel about that? Did you retaliate?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
he walked over and
Well-
punched him.
I mean, so I kind of got that like the white noise or something in your.
Your ears.
It wasn't even a
Right.
hard throw.
I didn't feel anything because I was like, I felt like I was outside of my body or something. I was like, what the- like it like knocked the stupidity out of me. But he.
I do jujitsu. I guess it's.
Oh, cool.
I know.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
I know it sounds like karate. It's not really like karate. It's more like wrestling. Yeah, and then that's also my job. I teach jiu-jitsu too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have any favorite MMA Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighters?
I'm not big. I don't watch MMA a lot. Is it Sean O'Reilly? Is that his name? Or Sean O'Connor?
Okay.
I don't know.
I only know a handful of them. It's from watching like Joe Rogan and stuff. I don't really watch it either. I'm a boxing guy, so. But that's really cool. Do you plan to take that like even further and get like higher belts and do competitions or anything like that?
So I don't think so, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think it'll be my career or anything. But
Okay. Where does everybody see themselves in like 10 years as far as like doing, as far as like, what do you want to do as far as your, career? What do you see the band doing in 10 years? Because I see you guys doing awesome stuff. Like if I were this age and I was making music this good, I feel like I would have continued doing it and, been able to go to higher levels and whatnot. So where do you all see yourself in a decade?
So if it's up to me, I would want to be like in the band still, but I also want to I also kind of want to be like a studio engineer and like record bands and stuff because I recorded like pretty much everything except for the drums up in my room for the new record. So it's just fun. I like recording.
I think yeah, in 10 years I still want to be in the band. I think I don't know, maybe 10 years. I don't know. It depends on how it goes. I definitely want to get into acting more.
Cool.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of that with like Shakespeare and stuff, but I want to do like more movies, screenplays and stuff.
Nice. That's what I do. That's what I do by trade. So yeah, it's been it's not easy. People will tell you it's easy. It is not easy. Like you have to definitely put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And sometimes it's very thankless, like you don't always get paid what you want to get paid. And you'll put in long hours. You'll put in, you could put in conceivably 18 hours a day. And a lot of that time's just sitting around. Have you done any films or anything like that?
So I did a commercial. Yeah, I've done a couple of commercials. But yeah, we had an acting agent for a little bit. And,
Oh, I didn't even know that.
yeah, I did a commercial for Longwood Gardens.
Oh,
Yeah, that was pretty fun. That was a while ago, and I mean, I've just been so busy. I haven't really had time. So that was before COVID, and then after COVID, our agent dropped us. So yeah.
Because of COVID, or?
Yeah, I think so. COVID, I think, kind of messed up her business.
Oh.
I don't think it was like mean-hearted or anything, but
yeah.
I don't know if she could.
Okay.
Accept clients, but then yeah.
Wait, doesn't she get money from being a client?
Yeah, but she can only have so many clients that she can manage.
Oh, that's true.
And
Yeah.
COVID, there's a lot less
Yeah, that's true.
opportunity.
Yeah, it was a really trying time for everybody, and everybody lost out on work, and not a lot of people made a lot of money then. It was really tough. So yeah, that maybe something to consider in the future, like going and trying to get another agent, or maybe wouldn't she consider taking you back on given the circumstances, like the fact that COVID isn't going on anymore?
Yeah, I think there's a good chance. I was kind of younger, so I don't really remember much about it. But yeah, I said, I'm like super busy right now with having the job and the band, so I don't really have time for an acting agent right now.
Okay.
I think in the future, definitely
All right.
look into that.
What else you got? Who else?
I mean, I don't really know. Probably my biggest dream is to be able to live off the band, but I mean, that'd be pretty hard. You have to be pretty big. So
Yeah.
that's all I got.
You don't. You just want to do the band. You don't have any like aspiration for going to college or anything like that.
I mean, no, I don't really want to go to college.
Okay.
Must be all
Yeah.
unemployed.
Yeah.
My dream is to be unemployed my whole life.
Or just be able to sustain yourself off the band and other sort of creative endeavors, and that's a realistic goal. It's a lot harder, got to keep plugging away at it. Not encouraging that, Mom, just saying it is possible. What do you got, Janelle?
So like all of them said, if we can do the band full time, then like that's the dream. But if we can't do that, I really want to become an automotive engineer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna do engineering in high school, and then I'm gonna pursue that if the band doesn't get as big.
I mean,
as
you know,
we want.
you both want to be engineers, but in different ways. Studio
Yeah,
engineer.
and
automotive
that's
engineer.
like both can happen at the
You
same
do
time.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're big into cars?
I mean, I'm like kind of just recently got into it, and I like don't know much about like fixing cars but like I'm doing that stuff with my grandpa because he's a big car guy. So I'm looking into it. I'm getting into it.
JD,
Cool.
I didn't really think about that, but I'm really big into cars. I've been around them my whole life, and other stuff.
Nice.
Like cars. So, I mean,
I want to ride a four-wheeler for my job.
My dad's a big gearhead, so I've been around it my entire life too. What's your dream car?
really just one that like I can build. I mean, most people have like dream like supercars, but if I can get like a Mustang and just build it up into a nice car that I can drive around and it'd just be cool. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it when people ask that question.
Well, like an older car, like a newer car, like an older Mustang or a newer Mustang?
Definitely an older one, like a Fox body.
Definitely an older. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. What do you got, Janelle? What's your favorite? Like your dream car?
F1 car.
Yeah, I'm really, really into Formula One.
Okay.
I mean, I think this is probably basic, but I like Porsche 911s a lot.
Oh yeah. Let's go for some money though.
That's like not happening. But I like
The older Porsche 911s are really cool too.
What about
I like them a lot.
I kind of just like.
Honda Odyssey?
I want like a big white.
The Odyssey.
With free candy coming out the house.
Honda Odyssey. Okay. Let's see. We got some questions and comments in here. What do we got? We got somebody said, "What is?" Oh, it's Jaden says, "What is Skippity Toilet?" Let's see. Pierce says Weston is so cool.
Yes.
Is that one of
Shout
your
out to
friends?
Pierce. Shout out to Pierce.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. World of amazing music. Let's see. Oh, we've got some comments I can't share in here now.
Oh,
Your
my
dumb
gosh.
friend.
That's not.
That's probably Jason.
See, that's my friend right there.
It's a guy named Hoop FN. I don't know who that says. He's saying I need answers. He said he's texting you, so
Who's getting
Who's getting texted?
Nope, not me.
It says please talk about Harlow. Harlow.
Oh,
So it's Weston.
yeah, that's West.
Oh.
Harlow's the
Let's
girl
move
that he
on.
liked.
Oh, okay. Let's see. REM Michael Stipe says, Janelle, I'm your biggest fan. I don't know who that is.
That's definitely one of my like. Is that one of my
Who's
friends
that?
from
What's the
school?
profile pic? What is that?
Wait, yeah. What is the profile picture?
It just says REM. I can't see the picture.
Oh, it's
I don't know.
Well, I only got one text back from my friends about the podcast.
I didn't.
I didn't know a bunch of people.
Let's see here. Oh, they're cheating in the chat here too. People are giving away answers. Okay, so as far as like your podcast, Gabe, like who would be your dream guest?
I don't know.
You don't know? If you could have any musician, anybody on, who would it be?
Probably, I don't know.
Pick one.
Maybe like George Corpander, that'd be very cool.
Who's that?
Like, Max Cavalera.
Max Cavalera. Yeah, yeah, that would be awesome. I think that's probably a reality. I think we could probably make that happen. No?
Yeah, maybe. That'd be amazing.
Do you like Soulfly?
I'm not too into them. I'm too like new metal. I
Okay.
There's too much new metal. They're like,
Because you know Max played in Soulfly.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, the bass player from Soulfly is going to be on the show in August, so maybe we can make some connections, make that happen. That'd be cool. Yeah, for sure. Now, okay, so like I had mentioned earlier, I'm an arts and entertainment guy. I love movies. I love music. I love. I'm a reader, and you know, we'd mentioned video games, Minecraft. So, you know, what are some like shows or movies that you guys are into? Did you like the Minecraft movie? Was that any good? Because I heard it was all right. I don't know.
I
It was so funny because we're like,
It was bad.
So,
I think the movie was horrible, but it was like
The experience was
It was really
fun.
it was
yeah,
a
it was
fun
like the four of
experience.
us. And we were just doing dumb stuff.
I
It
don't
was so
even
fun.
remember.
Were people throwing popcorn and drinks in the theater? Because I saw some crazy videos where people were doing that.
There wasn't a lot of
There wasn't.
no, surprisingly.
Yeah, I-
No.
We went pretty late. Like I don't. We didn't go in like the.
Yeah,
first,
it was like 2 weeks after it came out.
2 weeks. After.
Oh, okay. All right. What besides Minecraft like movie? What do you guys like to watch?
I don't know.
Okay, I have two. No, one. Oh wait, no, I have three. Oh wait, four. Okay, wait, wait. Okay, so one is the Aquabat Super Show.
Yeah.
I love that show, and I love.
Okay.
And then I haven't finished it, but I really like Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
And then
That's my girlfriend right there, Lorelai. She's awesome.
oh shoot, wait, I forgot the other two. Oh, Freaks and Geeks. I love
Yeah.
Freaks. And Geeks.
Okay. Okay.
I also really like Drive to Survive. It's just a show about Formula One.
Oh, nice.
The number one show probably either South Park or Breaking Bad.
I love
Yeah.
Breaking Bad is so fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only TV show I've actually
I've
watched.
never
I've
watched
never watched
that.
TV shows.
What else? Who else?
South Park is good.
I don't know. I like
South,
South
he's
Park.
watched South
love
Park
South
like three,
Park.
like
I
the
like-
whole thing like
yeah.
2 times.
I like Family
Okay.
Guy. I don't know what else. It's like stupid stuff.
Stupid stuff. Hey, are you all Star Wars fans?
I mean, I've watched them all multiple times, but I
Okay.
haven't watched them in a while.
Okay. The Andor series is pretty good if you guys are familiar with that.
I was building a Lego and my dad put it on TV, so I've only seen like one episode. It was in the middle.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's so good. I think you'll be into it. Yeah, you'll have to check it out. So as far as like upcoming shows, you mentioned the Camp Punksylvania. That's going to be that's happening when?
June. I know it's like, is it? I think it's the 20th to 22nd, I believe.
We have a show.
Okay.
We play on the 21st.
We have a show next weekend.
Do we?
Friday.
Oh yeah.
Next Friday.
I kind of booked that. I
Oh,
would say I did. So so this band reached out to us from New Jersey. They're going on tour. We're friends with them. They were like, "Yo, could y'all give us a show in Delaware?" And reached out to this record store, and they were like, "Yeah, sure." And then I kind of just like, I don't know. I made this show kind of, I'd say, and I found one more band for it. Yeah.
Yeah, we have another show, Punk Island.
Wait, are you playing that?
Yeah,
It's in
wait, I
New
think
York.
my dad said it.
Maybe.
I think, yeah, it's in New York, Punk Island. When is that?
June 8th.
June 8th for Punk Island.
It's free.
It's free.
It is free.
Out in New York.
Anyone in New York come to Punk Island? It's free.
Nice. Very cool. I forgot to ask you guys this, like, as far as the Delaware hardcore scene, I only know of one other band from Delaware, and that's Boy Sets Fire. Like, what is it like up there? Do you feel like it's pretty cool? Like, there's a real thriving scene up there?
Not really. I mean, there's some cool bands from here. Year of the Knife, they're cool.
Oh, that's right. Year of the Knife is from there, too. Yeah.
Do you know the band Foreign Hands? They've opened for like Counterparts, Dying Wish.
No.
Okay. Yeah, there's a band from here called Tarnish. They're like a metalcore band. They're not that big, but they're pretty cool. Delaware hardcore shows is like the main Delaware hardcore show.
Okay.
They do like most of the
Yeah.
booking for like the.
They put us
bigger
on
shows.
a bill in March, and that was very, very fun. It was at a place called the Center for Creative Arts, which is like, I think it's like.
I've actually done a play there.
Oh yeah,
before.
you
I
did
did Macbeth. Macbeth.
You did Macbeth. Who were you in Macbeth?
I was really little.
You were a tree, right?
Oh,
A tree, but I wasn't just a tree. I was a servant and a messenger.
okay. I thought you were going to say Macduff. I was like, that's cool.
No.
Maybe you'll get to do it like as an equity actor or something like that. That'd be really cool.
But yeah, there's like a big stage that they do like plays on. We didn't play on stage. We played like on the floor, which I think was cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
That's where the No Warning cover was. That's where that was. The one that went like viral.
Yeah.
Of course, you guys went viral the one show. I wasn't there.
Maybe because
You weren't there?
why it went viral.
Oh, dude. Next time, though. You guys are good. You know, I think you guys are really doing some great things. I really see amazing stuff for you on the horizon. I think that, you know, it's only going to get better and that you're only going to, like, make, you know, more awesome music. I think that, I think you are solid. I really appreciate you all coming on the show. Do you have anybody you want to shout out as far as like friends or other bands or anyone like that?
Oh yeah, shout out Gabe's mom.
Yeah, thanks to Gabe's mom for setting this up for sure.
My friend Dylan told me to shout him out, so I guess.
And no one else?
I'm gonna shout out a band from here. They're called Apathy. They're around our age. They're cool. Shout out Apathy. Go. You're in the Delaware area. Come see them. They're sick.
Okay.
Shout out. Who are you gonna
Should I shout out my parents' tattoo shop?
Sure.
Yeah, buy our hand tattoos. It's my parents' tattoo shop. They're in Delaware, Wilmington. Yeah, buy our hand tattoos. They're on Instagram.
Okay.
Check them out.
Cool.
Shout out Harlow too.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
That's crazy.
What else? Who else we got?
Shout out my
that's all.
parents and my dad
yeah.
because he took all the equipment when we were on tour.
Shout out my dog Clark and my cat Mister.
That's important. Are they going to make a cameo appearance? Are we going to see him?
He was right here for a little bit.
He was
Oh, was he?
behind us on the floor back here.
Maybe get Esther.
I don't have a monitor, so I can't see. So
You know who you want.
Wait, dude, shout out Butter.
He wants me to shout out my dog. So.
your dog.
Butters and Coke.
You gotta say, "Shout out my dogs." You gotta do it like that. Well, that's cool. You know, I think, like I said, I think you guys are prepped for some awesome things, and I think we're only going to continue to see awesome music from World of Chaos. And where can we find you online?
World of Chaos
On
on Spotify,
And
Instagram,
World of Chaos band.
on
Very
Instagram.
important.
But are we on? Yeah, we're on Bandcamp, Facebook.
Give me a card.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
Here's the.
Here's the dog.
Oh, hey,
He's very
what's up, buddy?
with his collar.
Let me get one.
He has a mohawk and a spike collar.
Oh, look at him. Oh, he kind of looks like my dog.
Oh my god.
He kind of looks like my Scotty. What kind of dog is he?
I don't know. He's like a mini. He's a miniature snap. I don't know.
Okay.
Also, the one-sided LP of our EP comes out in 6 weeks because it was like barely more expensive to make an LP. So
Okay.
I had to make a one-side LP instead of a double-side EP. So
Very cool.
out hopefully soon.
It's streaming already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
can already
streaming.
find it. You can find it on.
Yeah, I saw it on there. So be sure to check that out to the audience. And I'm going to post everybody's links down here in the comment box below. If there's no more questions, somebody said chicken jockey.
Oh,
I do know what that is. I do know what that is. So
yeah, shout out
I'm
to
sh-
go
Yeah.
subscribe to that guy.
I want to go back to the shout outs real quick. There's this artist that we all like and we hope to collab with one day. I don't know if you've heard of him. It's called
Oh yeah, you know Miles.
Oh my
And it's like this
god.
really good artist. I don't know if you've
okay.
You know Miles.
And we hope to collab with him. And yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay, we're enough for the shout-outs. Shout-outs.
You done with the shout outs?
Look, number one shout is you know Miles.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, we'll be sure to post all your links here in the comment section, and I'll pin them up there so that they'll stay up there. And yes, please support World of Chaos on all their streaming music platforms. Go ahead and follow them on Instagram, and follow and subscribe to Kids in the Pit on Instagram and on YouTube. And are you on Spotify as well, Gabe?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, be sure to check all that out and support them whenever they're in the area. Go out and catch a show. Do you guys have merch for sale?
Yes.
we do. We have
If you go to worldofchaosband.com, that brings you to our link tree.
Okay.
Yes, and that I think you can get our merch from there.
Well, I'm gonna have to get a shirt one of these days, and you know, I'd love to be a guest on your podcast one of these days. I think it would be amazing. So if you're ever inclined, it would be awesome. And I just want to thank everybody for coming to the show, and thanks to World of Chaos. And if you like what you heard, click on that like button, click on the subscribe button, click on the bell for notifications, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music, give us a follow and give us a rating. And like I mentioned before, I've also got a merchandising company, hellsheartco.bigcartel.com. Use the code 20 for 20% off of your entire order. I think you'll really like the shirts. Like I said, the Run Devil Run one, Don Foos was up in here. So he, amazing hardcore dude. We've got some amazing hardcore bands on there. So check it out. And everybody, namaste. God bless. Be good. Thanks so much to World of Chaos. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.